Today we come together to share this sacred community. Later, we will depart from each other, and may our hearts be filled with hope for a new beginning, with renewal, our theme for September, and a fresh start. This community, the Lakeshore Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, where rivers of tears have been shed, where dry souls have been watered, where our joys have bubbled, where your life cup has overflowed, where deep in your spirit you have found a place that is a home. All rivers run to the sea. Good morning and welcome to the Lakeshore Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Mary Jo Urban and I'm our service leader today. We are coming home today, like rivers to the sea. We gather in community again via Zoom at the beginning of a new year at our fellowship. This morning, as we come back together with love and hope to seek to renew our principles, our covenant, our commitment to each other, to both this space and to each other. We come to remind ourselves of the home that we share at the Lakeshore Unitarian Universalist Fellowship and here in this space as well. A place we can always come back to, whether after a long or a short absence, and a place we are all welcome to. After a spring and a summer of Zoom services with some fabulous presenters put together by our hardworking technicians, our service leaders, our music team, from within our own fellowship, we thank you all. You gave of yourselves and you shared your inspiration and your journeys and your knowledge. It is so much appreciated and we are grateful. You have held us together through this most difficult of times. So we gather virtually and we gather ritually this morning, carrying pictures instead of pitchers of water, symbolizing our individual journeys that we have made, and symbolizing also those different spiritual directions that we come from. We come to celebrate with others in our fellowship, to mingle our water, to represent those spiritual ties that we have to each other. There are rewards and there are challenges of being a lay-led congregation. But today we hope to energize and renew our vision of community through the mingling of the waters. We hold those principles close to our hearts, but I want to also restate our recent formal endorsement of the following principle. We affirm and promote journeying towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community by our actions and accountability to dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and in our institutions. So we welcome you this morning. Do we have any announcements today? If so, put your hand up and unmute, please.
I have an announcement. The Wisconsin Academy is offering an environmental breakfast series, which begins September 23rd, and it's from 7:30 to 8:45 a.m. and you can register with the online with the wisconsinacademy.org. And that begins the 23rd, and it is limited. So if you're interested, please sign up right away. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. Patty?
In follow-up of the last principle that you just read, I know Kathy Fishbeck was there yesterday, but I watched it on Facebook on my phone, the Lakeshore United Visionaries meeting that they had, and they've announced that they are going to have a unity walk in Manitowoc 2 weeks from today, Sunday the 27th. There are, I think, a couple more details exactly where they're going to start. They talked about the farmers market to Washington Park, and then they would have speakers, and this would, they said 2 to 4. So just a heads up on that. Thanks.
Thank you, Patty. I have an announcement about our financial support. Even though we're Zooming with each other, that financial support that you pledged is still necessary. And you know there are different ways to donate, either on our website by pressing the donate button, or you can drop an envelope into our mailbox at the fellowship, or you can mail it to the fellowship and it will be picked up. So thank you for that. I'd also like to mention that last week when we joined the Fox Valley Fellowship, Jim mentioned to me that he noticed at the chalice lighting, people brought their own candle to light. And we thought maybe we could give that a try. So next Sunday, when you join us with Tony Larson, if you could please bring a candle to light at the chalice lighting. We'll see how that works. Any other announcements today?
One, I just wanted to let everyone know, since we are not meeting in the building, usually the board leaves the minutes and the agenda and the financial information in a binder in the building. But since we're not meeting in the building, what we will do is when I have that information, I will be sending it out on the chalice so that everybody can see. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. Any other announcements today? If not, we are going to our chalice lighting. But rather than a lighting today, we are going to use our water. And I'm going to start with the water that we have collected over the years. Whenever we would have a water ceremony, Dick would make sure to grab some of the water from our years past. And I think of the people that were with us in the years past and walked up to the front of our fellowship and poured water into the bowl. So some of our water will be from them as well. And at that point, we will also have Jenny read our chalice lighting. This is our water from years past.
This chalice is a vessel, a bowl. With the water, we will place in this vessel today our common hopes, our shared dreams, our mutual commitment to a world made whole.
Our opening words today. Water flows from on high in the mountains. Water turns deep in the earth. Miraculously, water comes to us and sustains all life. Water and sun green our plants. And when the rain of compassion falls, even a desert becomes an immense green ocean. By Thich Nhat Hanh. Our opening hymn today was written by Carolyn McCade. And Carolyn McCade was one of the two Unitarian Universalist women who wrote and began our water ceremony. So we honor her on this day. As they wrote this service, it was Carolyn McCade and Lucille Longview in 1980. They called this service Coming Home Like Rivers to the Sea. And they created this service in 1980, and we have continued it with many other Unitarian fellowships to this day. Our opening song is Spirit of Life, written by Carolyn McCade. I think that has become somewhat of a UU anthem. At this time, we will do our joys and concerns. For the woman that Jenny has been mentoring for her safety in California as well, Erica. For Sandy and Barry's son. For Jennifer's sisters, also on the West Coast. For the joy of seeing Jean Began join us this morning with her greetings from Sacramento, the joy of rivers that protect, and the concern for the homeless everywhere. For the plein air visual artists gathering today in Sheboygan. For Seal's plants, which she so generously shares. For grandchildren. For Cheryl's father-in-law. for our Charlotte and the new baby that's on the way. And for Jen celebrating her 70th birthday. And for all those and concerns that are unspoken, but that we hold in our hearts, and for those unable to be with us today. At this time, we will have a few moments of prayer and meditation. Thank you. At this time, we will have our reading for today, I've Known Rivers by Langston Hughes.
I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when the dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom grow all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers.
And it is time for our mingling of the waters. We bring together our individual stories and we mingle them into one common story. We bring water from the places of our lives. The water that we carry has come from many sources, including our own rain barrels and our faucets. Our water may call to mind summer showers, thunderstorms, dewy mornings, misty evenings. It might help us recall moments at ocean sides, near pools, rivers, lakes. Maybe we were swimming, fishing, hiking, kayaking, strolling, gardening. Perhaps we were in the presence of water during a time of grief, sadness, happiness, birth, or rebirth. Water is resilient, as is our fellowship. Jenny will now share with us our connection with water. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you for those beautiful photos, and Jenny for putting it together so beautifully, and Jim for helping us out with the technology. We will now go into our closing hymn today, which is Blue Boat Home by Peter Mayer.
I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
Our closing words for today. I am but a drop of water. Alone, I would disappear, dried up by the scorching sun or sucked up by the dry, thirsty earth. But together, we can wear out stones, carve out the Grand Canyon, make streams and rivers, and find our way to the sea. By Reverend Keiko Hyun McNaughton. So thank you for joining us in our water ceremony today. And just a reminder, we will do our breakout rooms after Shalom.